Welcome back, everybody, and thank you once again for joining me. On this video, we're going to be going over a couple of things. First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody being patient with me and my narration audio issues I've been having. Hopefully, I have the right equipment now. I'm going to be going over the C34 from WPL. It is a KM kit. So I tested out its capability for descending steep grades, and it held well. I liked the way it performed. I took it to the extreme, and I did take a couple of tumbles, but I did not include it in this video. I also tested out some basic overlanding. Another thing about it, it is running the WPL V3 electronics. I don't see a reason to change it up in any way. I did use liquid electrical tape to waterproof it, so far so good. Other than testing out some MN tires, which I didn't particularly like the way they behaved for this vehicle. Everything else is pretty stock. Now, I do want to go over a little bit why I enjoy the WPL brand. I find it to be within the grasp of just about everybody financially, and to modify it, parts aren't ridiculously expensive. I had a friend tell me that his differential went out on his TF2, I believe, and it's like a $40 part. $40 is half the price of a kit. So you can see where the financial disparity is between WPL and other brands. And really, on the market, there isn't anything comparable to WPL that I've been able to find. Now, you can argue that the quality isn't there, but I want to argue that. I say the quality is there. I think a lot of the time people get into these vehicles because they are affordable, and I think a lot of the time people do get into these vehicles thinking they're going to be easy to assemble, and then they lose patience. And I'm going to admit that I put my first one together hastily. I got everything wrong. Things were coming loose and falling apart, and it was not the manufacturer's fault. It was 100% mine. What I did test out is how it performed going uphill, because that's usually what we find ourselves doing with these vehicles, is climbing and going over obstacles. It performed wonderfully over different terrains, and it was pretty consistent all the way around. But the beauty about these vehicles, really, it reminds me of my old Datsun. I had an 81 Datsun 510. I'm pretty old. I'm not going to disclose how old exactly I am, but back then, those vehicles in the States weren't as popular as they are now. And so, aftermarket parts for those vehicles didn't exist. And anything I wanted to do to that vehicle, I had to manufacture myself or engineer it myself. And I feel with WPL, it really permits you to do that. It lets you be creative. It lets you do things that you normally wouldn't do to a $500-600 rig. There will be a second part to this video where I've done a couple more things mechanically, not aesthetically, to this vehicle, and I'll go over them in that video. So I want to thank you again for joining me. I appreciate the likes, the subs, and the comments. Until next time.